Hey ICC friends, it's your girl Xaviera, and yes, I am late. You guys have no idea all the drama, shenanigans, and tomfoolery that I went through tonight in order to get this chat up and going. So first of all, I hope all of you are doing well, and I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I know a lot of you may be watching the Grammys. I'm recording the Grammys. Shout out to Alicia Keys, who is hosting, but I really didn't expect a lot from the Grammys tonight, so I said I would just go ahead and do tonight's chat, being as though there are so many hot topics that I definitely want to address before the weekend is over. So thank you very much for tuning in. If you are watching a rebroadcast or replay, then just enjoy and respond and comment along as if it's the first go round. And as always, I always read the comments. I always respond. I always let you guys know my thoughts. I see the comments coming in now, and I am coming to you live and direct from my hubby's man cave. I tried to move the camera so you can't see the time we went to the gun range. He has the picture of the guys, pointing the gun and all that stuff. But hello to all of my beautiful ICC friends I see coming into the chat. Just a unique day. That's just what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it a unique day is what I'm going to just leave it there. But we do have a lot to get into. Some of the stories that you may expect me to talk about tonight, I am not going to talk about, at least not in depth, because I've already addressed them on the ICC podcast. Now, if you have not listened to the Ice Cream Convos podcast, I'm going to need y'all to go ahead and listen and subscribe. This week's episode, I had to apologize because I got a little bit in my feelings because I was talking about the whole Liam Neeson thing and, the remarks he made about hunting black bastards and all that, all that good stuff. And so I got a little bit in my feelings. I got a little more wound up than I usually am on the podcast, but I did talk about Liam Neeson. I talked about 21 Savage. I talked about Jussie Smollett and some other things on the ICC podcast. So if you were coming in tonight like, dang, she didn't even talk about that, it's because I already did on the ICC podcast, and I try not to keep bumping y'all upside the head with the same kind of stuff, if that makes sense. So feel free to listen to the ICC podcast. It is on YouTube. It is on Apple. It is on Spreaker. It is on, did I say? Yeah, I said iTunes, Spreaker, YouTube, Spotify, and we are on Spotify. Just Google Ice Cream Combos Podcast, but I make it very easy. Just go to the website, icecreamcombos.com, and there is a link to the web, to the podcast there, and you can listen there. So the first thing I would like for all of you to do is to share tonight's chat. Share it with a friend. Now, originally, I had planned to do this chat on YouTube. Took my time getting everything set up all nice, and, I'm being all professional, because my ultimate goal is to start doing the chats on YouTube, because it just makes it so much easier, and I can cut out an additional step of taking tonight's chat and moving it over to YouTube afterwards. But as soon as I was like, okay, I'm going live at 9:10, I hit the button and I got a huge error message. So I don't have enough time or patience to be digging in the error messages tonight. So I said, you know what, let me just slide over to YouTube, because that's probably where I should have been in the first place with all of my queens. Can we talk about my queens for a second? So there's a particular story that I'm going to get into in a little bit. But, a lot of times when we talk about different stories on the page, it gets us a little wound up, and, we start feeling a certain type of way, especially when it seems like these brothers out here is trying to mess with our crowns and trying to disrespect us in a low-key way. And I was like, you know what? Let me channel this energy somewhere else. So I was like, all right, selfie time is Self-Love Sunday. I need all my queens to upload a selfie, and let's celebrate each other. Let me tell y'all something. I don't know about these other entertainment websites or blogs or bloggers or whatever, but my audience is fine AF. Y'all are so, listen, I was just going through the pictures like, oh my gosh, look how beautiful my readers are. Look how beautiful my ICC friends are. And it was just a good feeling. It was just good. And I know a lot of times people like, I don't want to post my picture up because people act sometime or whatever. And it was just a beautiful situation to see all of these queens celebrating each other. Nobody was shading. Nobody was clowning the way we look. Like, we were all just beautiful. So shout out to all of my ICC queens. I might have to stop calling y'all ICC friends. Start calling y'all ICC queens. queens and kings, you know what I'm saying? Because I got some brothers that be rocking with ICC too. So I might just go from ICC friends to ICC king and queens. If you have not seen that blog, that particular post on Facebook, go check that thing out, because we fine though. We real fine. And shout out to y'all, because all different sizes, shapes, hair, eyes, nose, lips. I was like, y'all fine. Y'all fine. I was so proud of my ICC friends. I was like, dang, we fine. We real fine. So with that being said, just shout out to all of you who participated in the selfie self-love Sunday on the Ice Cream Convos Facebook page. I'm so excited about that. All right. So, yes, and I do plan to do more of that. Maybe we can do some type of self-love Sunday, something. Help me out, because I want to come up with different ideas of celebrating ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when I'm just pumping out celebrity news and entertainment, it can be like, well, dang, you ain't got nothing else. Like, I'm a little weary with this stuff. So it's always good to just take a break from that and let's just celebrate ourselves sometimes. Okay. So a lot of great energy. I love you all for that. That was very, very dope, if I must say so myself. All right. So, I told y'all about the podcast. I thank y'all for looking all cute in the selfies today. And I guess it's time to just go ahead and dig into the dig-in. Now, first things first, if this is your first time tuning into tonight's chat, shout out, say first time or something like that to let me know it's your first time, so that our regular ICC friends can kind of welcome you into the Friday. Well, it's not Friday, it's Sunday. Lord, I'm tired. We can just kind of welcome you into the chat family, because, this is what we do, and I really enjoy doing this and having this time to communicate with you all. So the way my camera is set up, my camera is up here, my laptop is down here, so there will be times my eyes will be shifting when I have to look down to see what I need to grab and tell y'all about, and so on and so forth. So, don't mind me with that when I have the shifting eyes, but know that, I'm always here with you. So I guess the first thing we need to go ahead and jump into is this Gucci mess. So first things first, Gucci wildin'. Gucci is wildin'. Prada is wildin'. It's another clothing line that's wildin'. But the irony of it all is I don't wear none of them clothes. So I was offended for the overall offense, but I didn't feel like I got because they don't get my money. So with that being said, Gucci came out with this almost $900 sweater. $890. This sweater, it could have been a ski mask sweater. It was almost there. It could have been a ski mask sweater. But some bright dummy over there at Gucci decided to throw some red lips on it and turn this sweater from a ski mask sweater to a blackface sweater. And then they had the nerve to put it on a little Becky, throw some glasses on her like that would help. And they put this picture out here. I saw the picture and my first response was simply, oh, this what we doing? But again, I was like, okay, so what's the next step? Of course, people was blasting Gucci. Of course, celebrities and my regular degler schmegler folks like myself took to social media, was blasting Gucci, blowing them up. And then they issued this half-ass apology talking about, and it's so funny because when these brands, I'm just going to say brands because it's not just clothing brands. When these brands do things that are offensive to the black community, to the gay community, to any community, first thing they do is want to come out, and it's almost like they have like a downloadable apology. It's almost like www.apology.com. Click here to download the PDF. Just insert the name of your business here and upload it to social media. That's really what it feels like. None of these apologies feel genuine, because when I look at a sweater that looks like that right there, there is no way in hell that you can't tell me that wasn't intentional. That was as intentional as it get, because the sweater was already done before you put those raggedy red lips on it. So there is no way that you can tell me or try to convince me that this was not intentional. Prada was intentional with their little monkeys in the windows. This was intentional. The other clothing brand who had the bubble jacket with the blackface all over it, all of this stuff is intentional. Don't believe for one hot second that it was just a bad call. And then they always want to talk about diversity in their apologies. Well, if you actually had diversity up in that establishment, I wouldn't see no foolishness like this. But then again, you might consider diversity having a black person or a person of color, deliver the mail in the office or go fetch the coffee or whatever it is. And I wouldn't be surprised if Gucci starts posting photos and, what do you call it? Like the employee photos and put all the black people in the front. I wouldn't be surprised. But even if they do have black people working here or people of color, they are not in the positions to make decisions, because they would have been like, oh, hold up, wait a minute, we can't do this. Y'all about to F up real bad. So apparently, if you do have people of color in your establishments working, they are not the decision makers that would have kept this foolishness from making it in front of our eyes and into your stores. So with that being said, now we got the Gucci out there. Then comes the fallout. So they apologized and all that good stuff. But then we had our guy, Soulja Boy. Now, there has not been a bigger walking billboard advertisement for Gucci than Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy ran around with that ragtag headband on that looked like it had been never would have made it. I'll call it the never would have made it headband. Soulja Boy ran around with that headband on. It looked distressed. It looked dingy. And it looked stank. But Soulja Boy was giving that Gucci headband his all. So Soulja Boy said that he was shocked and appalled by this Gucci sweater, and that Gucci is canceled and he is now living a Fendi life. And I was like, why we got to go from one fool to another fool? Like, he literally said, okay, well, I'm not Gucci no more. Now I'm all Fendi. So what happens when Fendi comes out next week? And I'm not throwing anything on Fendi, but what happens when if Fendi does something, offensive? Like, why do we put so much into these clothing lines? And it's starting to feel like a lot of these black celebrities, the rappers, the athletes, the entertainers, it's starting to feel like y'all work real hard to get rich just to go buy this stuff. Because it's starting to feel like it's like a flex or a status quo to run around in these Gucci or to run around in Fendi. I've seen so many F's. I have seen so many F's that at this point, I don't even want to use the letter F no more. I get on social media and y'all got Fendi shoes on, Fendi stockings on, Fendi skirts on, Fendi shirts on, Fendi purse, Fendi earrings, Fendi necklace. And I'm just like, what the F? No pun intended. Like, when y'all go hard in the paint for these clothing lines and these designers, y'all give them your all. But I don't ever see y'all going that hard in the paint for black designers. I'm just saying. Like, now Waka Flocka? Waka ain't always my favorite. Hold on, I'm pulling up stuff early. Waka is not always my favorite, but I will give Waka Flocka credit. Because Waka Flocka said, why we don't support our black designers. Waka was like, I don't even buy this stuff. I don't give them my money. Why we don't support our black designers? And then again, I started thinking to myself, then why does it take us getting disrespected in order to support our own? Like, I've seen celebrities sharing and posting more black designers in the past 48 hours than I've seen in the past 48 years. And I'm only 43 years old. 5 years I saw ahead. I just saw it ahead. But, I mean, no better time to wake up than now. But why not? Like, Waka was like, the reason why a lot of these celebrities and entertainers overlook black designers is because they feel like it ain't high end enough, or it's not, it won't give them a certain status quo or certain clout. We just got to do better with that. We have to do better with that. It was funny when I had the ICC limited edition sweatshirts and I was all excited. Y'all remember the rhinestone with the logo? And I was so excited about these sweatshirts and these hoodies. I was like, these are limited editions. Like, these are going to be so dope. I'm going to put these out. And because of the price that it cost me to have them done, the price point had to be a little higher. So the hoodies were like $65, sweatshirts were $55. And I had people looking at me like, huh? You ain't got no discounts or no layaway or homie discounts or something? Like a whole hoodie for $65? I don't know about that. but you got an $800 belt on. You'll pay $400 to go to a concert for the person that ain't gonna see you. And, you know, so I was just like, oh, okay, cool. I get it. Understand. It is what it is. But we just got to do better with supporting our own. You know, the black dollar is very, very powerful if we use it the right way, if we stay unified. And people will be less, they won't have the balls to disrespect us with clothing or products that are offensive, because they know that we'll snatch. Now, speaking of snatching, your boy T.I. came up with the idea of a 3-month ban. He and some of his friends came up with the idea of a 3-month ban. The call to action is, number 1, stop buying Gucci for the next 3 months. Number 2, if you own anything Gucci, don't wear it. And number 3, share with your network. And this caused quite a heated debate on the ICC Facebook page. And a lot of y'all got mad at me because of my opinion on this, and started telling me how whack and corny my platform was anyway, and I'm stupid and I'm annoying and all. Listen, that stuff never mind. That doesn't bother me. Attacking me over my opinion will never faze me in that way, shape, or form. A lot of times I want to come in, I want to have dialogue with my readers. I want to share my thoughts, and then you share your thoughts, and then we have some debate and some dialogue. But a lot of y'all get in y'all feelings real quick and then want to start telling me how whack I am and how whack ICC is, and that you unfollowing and you leaving and all that. I'm going to need some of my OG ICCers to let some of these new ICCers know. The one thing I don't do is beg people to read my site. And I don't beg people to hang around on my social media pages, because I do everything I do on my page with love. And if you don't feel that love, just like a relationship, after the love is gone, the best thing for you to do is exit. I'm not going to hold you here. I'm not going to hold you captive. I'm not going to hop up in your face in no elevator like Bow Wow. If you're unhappy, then go ahead, leave quietly. There's no need to tell me that you're going to leave. It makes no difference. Now, for those of you who stay, for those of you who rock with me, I support you and I love you from the bottom of my heart. But if you feel like this ain't the place for you, I understand. But I just don't understand how people go from having a intelligent debate to wanting to argue and insult each other. And even if I see other people insulting other people, if I catch it, I ban them too. Because I want everyone to have a space and just feel comfortable being able to share their opinions on my website, on my socials. I'm not harboring a place for people to come get attacked. That's just not what I'm doing here. So even if you are sharing your thoughts and opinions and you feel attacked, or you feel like somebody is going beyond the call of duty, feel free to drop me a little email and I'll come in and I'll get them up out of there, because that's not the atmosphere I want. I want us to be able to debate and agree to disagree, but do it in a mature manner. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, I'm sure you know what I'm saying. So with that being said, let's get back to this 3-month ban. I, for one, think it's ridiculous. And I'm going to tell you why. I feel like this 3-month ban is ridiculous because, number one, if you tell anyone who offends you how long you plan to be mad, they won't take it seriously. If your man cheat on you and you say, you know what, I'm going to be mad at you for 3 months. He going to be like, okay, hit the stopwatch. He going to chill. 3 months up. Okay, we good. Okay, we good. You want something to eat? Who tells someone how long they're going to be mad at them? Who tells someone how long they're going to punish them for something as egregious and as offensive as this? A 3-month ban. Okay, boom. Now, from a business standpoint, I am smart enough to understand that 3 months is a fiscal, and well, it's not a fiscal. It's a, what do you call it? A quarter. It's a quarter. And that by not buying Gucci for 3 months, probably make a small dent in their pocket, but nothing for them to lose sleep over. Because when you really think about it, the people who are in a position to just go drop racks on Gucci, it's not a large percentage of people. And so for T.I. to put this up, I'm going to assume this is for the celebrity friends, because he has millions and millions of followers, and millions of those followers are not celebrities. A large percentage of his supporters, his fans, are everyday middle class, middle upper, slightly upper class, hardworking, good folks from around the way. So you're telling them to stop buying Gucci for 3 months. Okay. So if everybody did that, if everybody followed this protocol and stopped buying Gucci for 3 months, tell me how much money you think Gucci would actually lose based off of the amount of black folks who actually waste their money on Gucci clothes. Okay. All right. My second point. If you own anything Gucci, don't wear it. How that's going to hurt Gucci? Is the CEO going to be like, oh my God, I was out in the streets today taking a walk. I did not see one black person wearing Gucci. What am I going to do? Please pass me my blood pressure pills. I didn't see one black person in Gucci today. Okay. Now, another argument that some people said, I just feel like, and I'm going to say this, and I know some of y'all not going to like this, but I find T.I. hella annoying. I love T.I., but T.I. is like that family member that you love, but they are hella annoying. T.I. is hella annoying because T.I., to me, there's a difference between wanting to be a leader and wanting to be a shot caller. T.I. wants to be a shot caller, in my humble opinion. Someone who wants to be a leader wants to take people to a higher place, wants to, they want to get people, to the promised land. They want to invoke change. They want to invoke self-love and caring. And so a shot caller is somebody who want to be like, yo, y'all stop wearing Gucci. And then tomorrow they be like, you see, I told everybody stop wearing Gucci. They stopped wearing it though. And that's just the energy that I get from T.I. And I know T.I. has done some great things out here in the community. I know T.I. has spoken up about a lot of great things, but I feel like T.I. is more of a shot caller than a leader. And some of y'all were mad at me talking about, well, when y'all say y'all want a leader, but when a leader stand up, y'all tell him to sit down. Listen, everybody can't lead us. Everybody can't lead us. There are certain preachers I don't want to hear preach. There are certain leaders I don't want to hear lead. And T.I. is one of them. T.I. is a shot caller. He took that shot calling from the streets and took it to the boardrooms and took it to social media. And y'all, just because y'all be like, you can have whatever you like, y'all do whatever he say. Y'all have to be very, very particular and very, very smart about the people that you are following behind and the people whose leadership you are following. T.I. went down to Houston's and protested at Houston's after 2 girls got snatched up by some security in Houston's and got wrangled all around the restaurant. He went down there and protested in front of Houston's and shut that restaurant down for a number of days. And then a few days later came out that he was messing with one of the girls he was down there protesting for. Who's your leader? Is that your king from Black Panther to her? Okay. I'm just saying. I like T.I. This is not an attack on T.I., but this is just me saying, be more particular about who you smack the label leader on. Listen, I know I'm not no leader. I don't have the willpower to be a leader. I'm a little murky in the waters to be a leader. But what I can do is I can tell you, what I think is right in my spirit. And I can tell you, hey, I ain't no leader, but, do what you feel good in your heart, that dude that be like, I love Jesus Christ. Him. Like, just follow your own instincts sometimes. Like, trust your gut, trust your spirit, trust your heart. 3 months for Gucci ain't gonna mean nothing to Gucci. And I'm like, okay, so what happens after the 3 months? Y'all open your closets back up, throw the gear back on, like, we taught them a lesson. They know not to mess with us no more. Gucci is, okay. All I'm saying is be mindful of who you call a leader. That's all. It's not an attack on anybody. It's not shade towards anybody. You got pastors out here that's bringing people to Christ every day and then bringing a side chick to the hotel at night. John Gray. Just be mindful of who you following. Follow God. Stop following man, because man gonna walk you down the wrong street every time. But, you know, with that being said, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm not happy that people are speaking out against Gucci, that people are speaking up. But, man, put together a better cohesive plan. I saw that now T.I. has been using his social media platform to highlight black designers. And like I said earlier, now is a great time. But we got to keep that same energy, even when we're not being offended by these high-end brands. And a lot of people, the only reason why their feelings hurt is because they done bought all this Gucci, and now we going to look at them side-eye if they wear it. Some of y'all just upset because y'all didn't spend all this money on these clothes. I'm not one who would like to spend a car note on a pair of shoes or a belt. If I have money to blow, I'm going to blow it in a way that's going to make me more money later. But, okay. So then, Spike Lee. I love Spike Lee. I do. Uncle Spike. Shout out to Uncle Spike. Spike Lee said he boycotting Gucci and Prada until they hire black designers. So, which one of us is going to tell Uncle Spike about Dapper Dan? Because Dapper Dan is a designer at Gucci. So is Uncle Spike's boycott over? Because which one of y'all? Raise your hand if you're going to tell Uncle Spike about Dapper Dan. Because Dapper Dan is over at Gucci. Any volunteers? Okay, moving right along. All right, so speaking of Dapper Dan. Now, some of y'all youngins may not know Mr. Dapper Dan, but he is a Harlem legend. He was designing these fly clothes and this fly-ish before the major big designers and so on and so forth got onto it. So Dapper Dan got a Gucci, he got his own like line through Gucci back in 2017. And you may see a lot of celebrities rocking like they Dapper Dan Gucci stuff. And Dapper Dan makes some fly-ass clothes. Like, I'm not even going to hold you. But where does this boycott leave Dapper Dan? Well, Dapper Dan took to social media today and said that the CEO of Gucci has contacted him, and the CEO is flying in from Italy to Harlem to have a meeting with Dapper Dan to talk about this farce and this offensive ass sweater. And Dapper Dan said, look, I'm a brand, but I'm a black man first. I said, okay, Dapper Dan. Because I was wondering what you was going to say about this, because it took like almost a week. But okay, Dapper Dan, tell me how you really feel. Dapper Dan said, I'm putting cases on all you. No, he didn't say that, but he said, I'm going to hold everybody responsible. I'm going to hold everyone accountable. So I said, okay. So is Gucci going to use Dapper Dan to get back into the good graces of the black community? Because now it's like a catch-22, because it's like, well, do we shun Dapper Dan because Dapper Dan is caught up with a trash-ass label like Gucci? I really wish Dapper Dan would just take his talents elsewhere, because I'm pretty sure it's a lot of fashion houses out there that recognize how iconic Dapper Dan is. But it's just so unfortunate that he is caught up with this trash-ass label. Clothing line, fashion house, designer, whatever you would like to call it. But, so Dapper Dan plans to get some straightening in the streets of Harlem. So I guess I'll give you an update on that. But yeah. All right. And let's go ahead and close the book on Gucci. Y'all know y'all ain't got to worry about me wearing no Gucci. Not unless they start selling it in Target and TJ Maxx. And I'm not even wearing it then. I am just, listen, to me, this offensive stuff is intentional. There is no way on God's green earth in 2019 anybody putting on blackface, wearing blackface, creating blackface products and or clothing is going to sit up in my face and tell me, oh, we sincerely apologize. It was not our intention. We focus and we strive for diversity here at insert whatever label or insert whatever brand. That's not going to fly in 2019. Like the year of the apology, like I'm so sick of people apologizing. Like, how about think before you do it, and then you could like skip the whole having to apologize stuff. Like, yeah, I don't even know what all this hand action stuff mean. It just felt good at the time. But yeah, just keep your mouth shut and you won't have to. And don't do dumb and then you won't have to apologize. So speaking of apologizing, let's go ahead and talk about Michelle Rodriguez. Because this child gave me the best laugh I had last week. Woo! Michelle Rodriguez gave me a good laugh last week. Now, usually I get annoyed and offended with foolishness. But sometimes the foolishness is so out of here that I can't do nothing but laugh. And Michelle Rodriguez, I feel like this is your second or third strike, sis. I feel like you done jumped out the window and said and did something dumb before. I'm going to go back in my archives on you because I feel like this is not the first time. But as everybody was discussing Liam Neeson and him going out to hunt black bastards for a week because one of his friends got raped by a black man. So he was planning to go out and kill any black man. But again, listen to the Ice Cream Convos podcast to get my full and thorough thoughts on that. Michelle Rodriguez decides she's going to come to Liam Neeson's defense. Now, rule number 1, anytime that you come to someone's defense, I don't care who it is. If someone done something crazy and you come to their defense, be prepared to get whatever residual smoke that was for that person, you gonna catch that smoke too. That fade for them, you gonna catch that fade too. Especially if you say something as dumb as this. Y'all, Michelle Rodriguez said that Liam Neeson cannot be racist because of the way he tongued down Viola Davis in the Widows movie. Oh, okay. So, because an actor who got paid to kiss a black woman did it as part of his job that he was getting paid for to be in a movie, because he put his tongue in that black queen's mouth, he cannot be racist by any means necessary. Michelle, you sound like a whole fool. Like, not a partial fool, not a segmented fool, not a, just a whole fool. Girl, you sound like a dummy. All I'm going to say to you is you may want to revisit slavery. Check a few things out back in the slavery days when the masters was raping the black slaves, but still hated black people. Yeah. Like, it's some white dudes that's married to black women right now, but can't stand black men. It's some white women married to black men who can't stand black. It's some white women married to black men who can't stand black women. What the hell does that got to do with the price of tea in China? Like, is that the way the saying goes? I don't know. I'd never say it. I don't even know why it came to me tonight. But anyway, girl, that makes no logical sense whatsoever. You went real hard in the paint for your boy to the point of sounding absolutely crazy. And that same smoke that Liam Neeson was getting, you got it too. Not to mention, like Nisha Collins said, that kiss was icky. It was icky. And it wasn't icky just because it was a white man and a black woman. It was just icky because it looked like Liam Neeson don't have a clue how to kiss anybody on God's green earth. That junk just, it made me feel like maybe I needed to exit the theater for a second. It was very awkward and real nasty, like, yeah. Like, I actually felt sorry for Viola having to do that scene with Liam. And I felt that way before I even knew what he said about hunting black bastards. I felt like that was like, like somebody got a rag, pass me a rag. This feels icky. So Michelle, anyway, so Michelle decides she's going to issue an apology. Let me read her apology. Michelle said, "To my friends and colleagues and my fans and community, I want to deeply apologize for my recent choice of words and poor use of example. In a pressure-filled situation, I defended a friend in a wrong way. I now realize how insensitive it was, and I had no intention of invoking such a terrible historical comparison. I have learned from this, and I will grow from it. One love, Imrod." Sis, the one thing that you said in that entire apology that I believe is the fact that you was going way too hard in the paint to try to defend Liam Neeson. You went way too hard in pain. Like, how about let's just mind our business? I would like to ask Michelle if she would have had that same "my friend ain't racist" energy if he was out hunting Latino men. Would you have had that same energy if he was out hunting Latino men? Like, that's my question for Michelle. That's all I got for her. Would you have that same energy if Liam was out hunting Latino men? Because, see, everybody got all the energy when it's black men. Because, you know, at this point in time in the game, I guess black men are disposable. You know, he is not racist. And okay, I said I wasn't going to get into Liam, but I just got to say this. I know some of y'all was coming to Liam Neeson's defense. And I know some of y'all like, who was coming to his defense? It was people coming to his defense. It was people saying, well, I'm not bothered by what he said. There was another group of people that was like, that was 40 years ago. I said, okay. There was another group of people that just felt like we were upset just because he said black bastard. And I was like, oh. So, number one, black bastard. I don't care what he called. Listen, if somebody raped somebody in my family, I'm going to have some colorful language and some real ignorant names for them too. So, okay. We can move past that. But let's get on to the carrying of the kosh and walking the streets for a week hunting for a black man to kill. Not the person who raped your friend. Just any black man to kill. Because you have, what did he call it? Primal rage or primal something. Primal rage, I believe. Blind rage is knowing that something happened to your family member. You go outside and you attack the first person you see because you are just from the bottom of the Incredible Hulk, and you just go outside and attack the first person you see because you got to get it off your chest. That is what I call blind rage. You can't sell me blind rage, and you can't sell me primal rage for a whole week. You went out for a whole week and you were willing to kill any black man just because they were black to avenge your friend. The reason why I was so bothered by that, and the fact that I don't care if it was 4 days, 4 minutes, 4 months, or 40 years ago, is because that same energy is getting black men killed every single day now, right now, in these United States of America. That's the same type of energy that had George Zimmerman hunting Trayvon Martin through that neighborhood in Sanford. Same energy. Same energy. So, you know, while I know that it is very, very possible for Liam Neeson to evolve, because I evolve every day. Like, it was a point in time in my life, you said something crazy to me, I'm gonna bop you in the mouth. But now that I have evolved and I've gotten older and I realized that I did not have a nice time that time I had got locked up and I was sitting in jail for assault, it was not a pleasant experience. So I have evolved to the point of, I'll argue you down, but I'm not fighting nobody. I'm just not doing it. Not unless it's a situation between, you know, self-defense, life or death, or you play with my children or my family. But just on some, what you looking at? Bitch, what you looking at? I'm not fighting nobody for no stupid stuff like that. I'm just not doing it. So I am fully aware that it is very possible for Liam Neeson to evolve 40 years ago until now. And it is very possible for him to see how asinine and ridiculous and how racist and how bigoted his actions were 40 years ago. But you can't tell me how to feel about something that I just found out about. That's like your man coming to you saying, well, boo, I cheated on you 40 years ago. Oh, you still gonna get this smoke? I don't care, because I just found out about it. You been knew about it 40 years ago. I just found out about it. So you can't tell me how to react or how to feel when you drop a bomb on me. And that's what Liam Neeson needs to understand. He needs to understand you don't drop a bomb like that and then say, oh, y'all tripping. Y'all need to chill. And then Michelle Rodriguez like, he's my friend. He is not racist because he tongues down black women. And Viola Davis is chocolatey black. So You can't, he's not a racist. You can't tell me something and then tell me how to react to it. You can't tell me how to feel about it. Especially when I'm writing these stories about black men getting killed by the police and Jussie Smollett getting attacked by 2 white men in Chicago. I know according to some of y'all that's allegedly, but I'm just saying. So you can't tell me not to have this type of energy about it. But I do realize that Liam can evolve. I realize that he says he recognizes his mistake of the past. But my thing is, if it took you 40 years to tell us you tried to hunt a black man, what you gonna tell us in 20 more years? Well, I did come across one black dude, and you can find his remains under the trough in London. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. It took you 40 years to tell me you was hunting a black man. I'm another 20. You gonna tell me what you actually did? And then another thing about Liam that I found interesting was when he was talking to that reporter, I'm just going to assume that he felt super comfortable with that reporter. And I'm going to let y'all dig into that whatever way you want to. Because the way he told that story was like a scene from Taken. And then he's all talking with his super ashy voice. And he's leaving the dramatic pauses as he talks about he was planning to kill someone and all that. But when he sat down in front of Robin Roberts, a strong black queen, his energy was totally different. He went from 1 week to 4 or 5 days. He was, all that tough talk energy he had with that reporter, he cleaned that mess up when he was talking to Robin Roberts. And he minimized that situation as much as he could. And he made it sound less threatening as possible. He made it sound, I'm not going to say innocent because you can't make it sound innocent. But, he put enough Lysol and Pine Sol and he sprayed it with Febreze to try to get the stank off of that thing as much as possible when he talked to Robin Roberts. I watched the difference between the energies and I posted it on icecreamconvos.com so you can see it for yourself. Peep the energy when he's talking to his reporter friend and peep the energy when he's sitting in front of a strong black queen telling his story about hunting a black man. It's a whole lot different. At the end of the day, I appreciate Liam Neeson for his transparency, but he is canceled right here. He's canceled. Y'all don't have to cancel Liam. Y'all can go see Taken number 45. Y'all can go do whatever y'all want to do. But as far as for me and myself and I, because that's all I got in the end, I had to find out. Yeah, we done with Liam. And I can appreciate his evolution. I can appreciate his confession. But yeah, I'm good. So him, Michelle, all the rest of them, they can get to getting. All right, let me go ahead and jump into this really quick. Because this was the big story on ICC today. Mr. Jahleel Addae, I don't know if I'm saying his name right because I ain't never heard of him before today. But Mr. Jahleel Addae and his fiance, Miss Lindsay Nelson, they are getting dragged through the streets of social media. Apparently, Mr. Jahleel he's a safety for the Los Angeles Chargers. And he and Lindsay, who is slated to tie the knot on July 6th, they went on vacation with some friends. And Lindsay took to social media and posted a video of her and her fiance at the table with friends. And they were toasting it up to more light-skinned babies. And I was like, is this a skit from Saturday Night Live? No? Okay. Yeah, they were toasting it up to more light-skinned babies. Now, to add insult to injury, when you start looking at the aesthetics of the table really looked like just a bunch of black dudes with a bunch of white women, which, just for the record, I'll get into how I feel about interracial dating in a minute. So, just painting the picture for you. Bunch of white dudes, with their Caucasian counterparts at this table, and they're all toasting and cheering. Now, to be fair, Jahleel is not the one who made the toast for to more light-skinned babies, kids. He was not the person who verbalized that. It was a friend of his. But meanwhile, his fiance and everybody else is hear, hear, cheer. The reason that I take issue, or the reason that I felt like, ensemble about this particular situation is that, number one, Jahleel Addae got to get that smoke because his friends felt comfortable enough to say that around him, which lets me know that they know that he has the same energy. There are certain things that my friends won't say around me out of respect for me, or that they know that I ain't with that ish. So don't say that ignorant ish around me. The fact that his friends felt comfortable enough to say it with their chest and toast to the sky for more light-skinned kids lets me know. And he sat there holding his beige baby, and he sat there and he was like, okay. He didn't flinch. He didn't say, whoa, whoa, y'all wildin'. Nobody say y'all wildin'. It was one little light-skinned dude at the table that was like, ooh, like, this not good. So my first point is, Jahleel, your friends felt comfortable enough to have that type of dialogue at a table in front of you, which lets me know that they know that you with it. That lets me know that they know that you are in agreement. My second point was that Lindsay was co-signing the cheers to more light-skinned kids because she posted the video on social media. She saw absolutely nothing wrong with what was said at that table, because there's a lot of times you be with your friends and you say some real ignorant-ish that should never see the light of day nowhere, but you say it, them in-house child, such and such edges, the inside. My grandma says the in-house talk versus the outside talk. So we all do the inside talk versus the outside talk sometimes, right? So the fact that she took that conversation at that table and posted it on social media for the world to see lets me know that she was 100% behind it, and she saw nothing wrong with what was being said. Which leads me to my next point. If she don't see anything wrong with what's being said, lets me know that she is just as dumb as the dude that she is procreating with and plans to marry on July 6th. There is something wrong with both of them. Because anytime two people come together in a relationship from two different backgrounds, two different ethnicities, two different nationalities, two different places, when they come together, why are you already concerned about what kind of kids you gonna make? Wouldn't the concern be for a healthy baby? You know what I'm saying? A girl or a boy. Okay, you can do that. Girl or boy. I hope you get a girl. I hope you get a boy. You can play football like me. Y'all worried about complexion? So if y'all worried about complexion, then y'all probably worried about the grade of hair the child will have as well. Like, it just sounds crazy to me that two grown people. So with that being said, my thoughts on the interracial relationship. I don't care about interracial relationships. If two people fall in love from two different backgrounds, I'm here for love. Okay? I ain't tripping off of no interracial relationship. I love everybody. Okay? So if a black dude happens to fall in love with a white woman, or if a white man happens to fall in love with a black woman, I'm not tripping. I know some of y'all, your soul start burning on the inside parts. I'm not tripping off of that. Because I have seen some very beautiful interracial relationships where two people come together from two different places. They respect each other's backgrounds. They respect each other's traditions. Homegirl Lindsay will come over to Jahleel's mama's house to make sure she fry that chicken right. Learn how to make them greens right. Like, they respect each other's background. They respect each other's cultures. It is about, I love you, but you just happen to be different from me. It's not, girl, I'm going to get me a chocolate man. I don't mess with no white boys. I must only deal with black men. Or a black man that's like, well, I don't date black women because they angry and got attitudes. Okay. That's when I have an issue. When you start dismissing and degrading your own people just because you've fallen in love with someone from another race, that's when I have a problem. Because it starts with self-love first. If you can't love yourself and your people and who you are, and your mama Because you wouldn't be who you are if it wasn't for your mama and your daddy. Like, that's where I have a problem. A beautiful example of an interracial relationship is Brian White and his wife, Paula. Another beautiful example of an interracial relationship is Amari Hardwick and his wife, Jay. Jay woke as hell. But Jay made an effort to understand her husband's culture. She made it sure to have an effort to make sure that her kids know that they are black and that they have black pride. And like, hello? It's not rocket science for two people from two different places to come together and fall in love and build a life and a family together. But when y'all start celebrating oh, okay. When y'all start coming together and planning on what kind of complexions y'all gonna have, cheers to more light-skinned babies, light-skinned kids. That's when it gets weird. That's when it gets offensive. That's when you got to get canceled. And that's when you got to get checked. And that's when you got to get dragged. Both of them immediately locked down their social media accounts because they already knew it was coming. And someone earlier, I love reading the comments, especially because this one really, really had a lot of conversation about it. But one guy came in and he said, "Black women, y'all beautiful. Y'all just need to mind y'all business and stop worrying about..." How you want to tell me I'm beautiful and tell me to mind my business in the next breath? And I know some people was like, well, who cares? And I'm going to tell you why I care. I don't care about the fact that I don't care about the fact that Jahleel Addae is in love with a white woman and they're planning to get married and they have children together. I don't care about that. He is free to love whoever he wants to love, and as she's free to love whoever she wants to love. The reason why I care is because I'm in a space now where I try to learn from the mistakes of others. And the reason why I shared this story is because number of things. This story prompted a beautiful discussion today on the Ice Cream Convos Facebook page about colorism, about self-love, about good hair. We had to address the good hair because I saw a lot of people referencing good hair. And I started it, but I didn't start it in the way that I meant to start it. I was starting it by saying that I know a lot of men, black men, who purposefully procreate with non-black women in hopes of getting an exotic looking child or a biracial mixed light-skinned baby with quote unquote good hair. Now, I put quotes around good hair to let you guys know that I'm just saying that this is a quote. But if some of y'all truly believe in good hair, y'all believe in good hair, for real. And some of y'all was coming in there telling me about how your kids got good hair and how some biracial kids don't have good hair. And I was like, oh, damn, this is not what I meant to do. So I came back to kind of let you guys know that there is no such thing as good hair. There are different textures of hair. There's different, that's it. It's just different textures of hair. If the hair is on your head, it is good. Even if it don't act right when you style it, even if it frizz up when you go outside in the weather, it is still good hair. There's no such thing as good hair and bad hair. Hair is hair. It's just different textures of hair. Now, if you want to celebrate that your texture is different from my texture, boo-boo, go on right ahead. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. Me and this texture over here, we be getting to it. I got so much edge control on my hair right now. If I fell down on a concrete floor, I would not split my scalp. Listen, we all got it, okay? But my thing is, let's dead this good hair stuff. Because I even remember back when B had Blue Ivy and y'all used to talk about that baby hair so bad. And, and I guess it's just ingrained in us. I guess it just depends on the way you were brought up. Because there are some people who still believe in good hair. There are some people who still believe in, I get on social media. I still see team light skin, team dark skin in people bios. Like, I can't look at you and see you light skin, or I can't look at you and see that you chocolate. which is to me just another divisive some mental shit. Like, good hair, bad hair, team light skin, team dark skin. Like, team light skin, team, this is what that kind of stuff breeds. Two grown folks who about to get married and who are celebrating with their friends to making more light skinned babies. Not more biracial babies, which is obvious. It's going to be a biracial baby. But light-skinned babies. It's like, okay. But, I mean, it just is what it is, right? I mean, to each his or her own. But when someone asks, why do you care? I'm telling you because I feel like we can learn from the foolishness of others. No matter what the situation is. When someone does something super dumb or does something absolutely asinine, or you just have to, as something they say, use it as a learning lesson. So anytime someone comes to the page and says, well, who cares? You do, or you should. Because everything that happens in this world can be a learning lesson. As dumb and foolish as Jahleel and Lindsay are. Because the type of comments that were made at that table with the cheering to having more light-skinned kids, that leads me to believe that their love isn't genuine. Because first of all, how you gonna minimize my child that's sitting in my lap all the way down to just a light-skinned kid? Not a human being, not a beautiful baby boy, not just a light-skinned kid. And y'all gonna go make some more. But I'm just going to let y'all have whatever y'all want to have when it comes to your kids and their hair and their complexion and all that. But I'm going to tell you this. Teach your babies to love themselves wholeheartedly for who they are, regardless of their complexion, regardless of the texture of their hair, regardless of their facial features, regardless of their body type. If y'all taught your kids how to love themselves, let me chill. Because in my house, self-love is very, very important. I reaffirm to my daughter every day how smart she is, how beautiful she is, how talented she is, how her body is perfectly fine the way it is, because that's the way God made it. Because years down the road, I do not want my child growing up to be one of them women that's half-ass naked on Instagram, looking like if I came next to them with a candle, they would start melting in all of their body parts, like in their boobs and their booty and their thighs. Because, you know, chicks is out here buying thighs now too, which I found to be I like, y'all could buy thighs? And it's another celebrity that y'all really, really, really love. And it's a lot of stuff that I catch, but I don't talk about it because it's important to me to stick to celebrity news and entertainment. And celebrity news is sometimes, it's a fine line between celebrity news and gossip. But I try to stick to the celebrity news side. And my strategy for that is I try to stick to factual stuff. To me, gossip is, well, I had heard that such and such, cousin, mama, brother, cousin told me. To me, that's like gossipy stuff. So I try to stick to celebrity news, like such and such getting married to such and such broke up with such and such getting a divorce, or such and such having a baby. So I try to stick to what I consider to be celebrity news rather than really like digging into the messy gossip stuff. But when they come my way, I'll be like, ooh. And I'll be catching some stuff sometimes. And what I'll do is I'll go into my ICC VIP Facebook group where all my patrons are. And my patrons are people who support Ice Cream Convos through Patreon. So we have a special private VIP ICC group, and I'll take stuff in there, and I'll give them the stuff that I necessarily don't want to put on the site, just because I don't want to create a gossip site. There are a lot of gossip sites that I do enjoy, so shout out to all of them. But I just don't want to be known as a gossip site. And when people call me a gossip site, it kind of make my soul hurt a little bit, because I know that it is a very fine line. But so let me just, speaking of gossip, there is a celebrity that all y'all love very, very dearly. And I just happened to catch that she was overseas getting another procedure done. And nobody else called it. Nobody else called it. But I happened to be looking at something and I caught, you know what gave it away? I caught a medical pad. You know the medical pads they put in a bed after you have surgery. So like in case, like after you have a baby, you know they put them pads in the bed in case you bleed through and it catch like I caught one of those and I was like, somebody's having a procedure. But anyway, and lo and behold, yeah, I looked at her and I was like, yeah, she fixed some terrible previous plastic surgery errors. And she looks mighty good now. I'm guessing that she had her hips fixed because her hip to butt ratio was very, very terrible. So, and now it's very smooth and natural looking. So I'm assuming that was fixed. And what else? Oh, something in her face was fixed as well. But sis looking banging right now. She looking super banging. So anyway, so Jahleel, listen, I'm going to let you and Lindsay, I'm going to just pray for your son. Your son is the one who is really, yeah. Okay. Let me see. What else do I want to talk about? Wendy Williams. So Wendy Williams is reportedly super scared that she is going to lose her show to Nick Cannon. Now, this is what I will say. Nick Cannon, boy, you did your thing, my man. Nick Cannon came in as a guest host of the Wendy Show, and he was absolutely fantastic. He was entertaining. He was funny. Now, depending on your tolerance, you know, Nick Cannon can kind of go beyond the Call of Duty a little bit sometimes and be doing the most. But he was so much fun to watch. He was such a natural on the daytime talk show. And I even was like, Nick may need his own daytime talk show. My thought process was not, he needs to take Wendy's show. But my thought process was, Nick Cannon belongs on daytime talk. Even now, if you read Ice from Convos, you know that Nick has a talk show in the works, but it's going to be a late night talk show. But Nick came out and was like, look, nobody can replace Wendy. It's all good. I love her. She'll be back on the air soon. Here's my thing. And somebody was like, yeah, that's what he say now until they change the W's to an NC. I forgot, one of my ICC friends said that. But Nick Cannon is great as a talk show host. But, you know, my thing is like, Wendy need new friends. Or, no. I'm going to rewind it. Wendy don't have, I'm going to use poor grammar for this one. Wendy don't have no friends. Wendy don't have no friends. Why is it that all of her personal feelings and thoughts keep making it to the streets? Like, who is she confiding in? Because whoever she's confiding in, she need to stop talking to him ASAP Rocky. Because everything that she says or however way she feels or any insecurities that she's going through right now with whatever she's going through with her health and her private life, they just keep spilling it to the streets. And it's always an insider or an inside source. And that's terrible. You know, it's rough to be going through whatever it is that she's going through, but it's even rough. Like, you can't even trust nobody. Like, everybody telling your business. So, Wendy, you need new friends, sis. And I wish you the best with whatever you got going on. But you need some new friends. So, Tisha Campbell Martin has changed her mind. Her and Dwayne Martin are going through a super, super nasty divorce. Y'all, when I tell you this divorce is nasty, it is as nasty as Tisha Campbell's haircut in this picture. That divorce is nasty. First of all, you remember when they had that little bankruptcy thingamajang going on. Then you remember when they was allegedly trying to hide money. Then you remember when they dragged Will Smith and Jada into it, saying that Will and Jada had helped Dwayne hide some money from Tisha. And then it went to, well, we're going to have joint custody of the kids. Then it went to, well, you know, Dwayne had been beating me up the whole time we was married. He was abusing me and stuff. It was like, he was abusing you, girl. What? What? So, yeah, you know, he was abusing me and stuff. So then it went to that. Then it changed from, you know, I changed my mind about joint custody. He don't deserve custody at all. Because he ain't nothing but a social media dad. He don't care about them kids. Every time he with them boys, all he do is stunt on social media. But he is not a present father in them boys' lives. So he don't deserve no custody of the boys. I'm just like, bruh. What is this? What is this? What is this? What is going on? Huh? But here's my thing. I did not expect Tisha and Dwayne to break up. I definitely didn't. But in my heart of hearts, and I don't care what nobody say, This is one of them days I'm going to be hard-headed. And y'all just going to have to be like, Zavi. And I'm going to be like, huh? But I'm going to be super hard-headed with this. I feel like Dwayne Martin was partially responsible for the show Martin falling apart. And I know people was like, no, Martin had got on drugs and Martin started doing the most and he was ego tripping and he was this and he was that and he was this and he was treating everybody bad and he sexually harassed Tisha. So Tisha Campbell Martin was on this show with Martin and they had the best chemistry I have ever seen between two people on television. And you mean to tell me that chemistry turned into sexual harassment and him mistreating the rest of the people in the cast as soon as Tisha started dating Dwayne? Furthermore, I'm gonna act like I'm in court now. Furthermore, let the record show, Exhibit A, the moment Tisha Campbell Martin left Dwayne, her, Martin, and Tachina were out having lunch and snapping selfies together, and they immediately pieced it up. So how, if Martin did all that stuff to Tisha, sexually harassing, mistreating her on drugs and all this old other stuff, how is it that it miraculously got pieced up the minute she left Dwayne alone? She announced her split from Dwayne on a Monday and she was taking pictures with Martin on Friday. That just leads me to believe that she was not allowed to be friends with Martin. When Tommy passed, God rest his soul, Tommy Ford, when he passed, Tisha didn't even speak to Martin at the funeral. They were separated at the funeral. If y'all couldn't come together for Tommy Tom, but the minute you got a divorce, y'all back kicking it and snapping selfies. What does that say? She wasn't allowed. She wasn't allowed to be friends. She wasn't allowed to finagle and whatever else with Martin. She wasn't allowed. Which leads me back to believe that it has something to do with Dwayne. Now, as far as him being an Instagram daddy, I don't know about that. That's not my business. That's her words, not mine. But I really hope that she and Dwayne get whatever it is, like get this divorce finalized with the quickness, because this is a mess. I mean, this whole nasty divorce a mess, this haircut a mess. It's all a mess. It's just a mess. So fix it, Jesus. Fix it. Speaking of a mess, Nick Young debuted his new look at New York Fashion Week. Sam, this man got 2 kids. Imagine being a child and you come out your bedroom, you just got done playing your Atari or your Nintendo 64, and you come running out your room and see your daddy leaned up against the door looking like that. Papa, you got something you want to talk to me about? Is that a closet door you're standing next to? Did you just hop out of it? What are we doing? I don't know. Now, again, I'm a firm believer in clothes do not determine sexuality, because I know when I posted the picture earlier, a lot of people was like, gay. Like, I don't feel like clothes determines your sexuality. Or how you look determines your sexuality. But at the same time, you know, you would think, all right, Nick. Oh, congratulations to Donald Glover. He won Song of the Year for This Is America. But what is this? I don't know. He got a new look going on. I was like, okay. This is interesting, because I love Donald Glover. He too is in an interracial relationship, but he never talks about the complexion of his kids or their hair. But yeah, that beard is interesting, to say the least. But congratulations on your Grammy. I know some of y'all are watching the Grammys. I see you talking about it in the comments. I'm taping it, so I'll get back to it when I can. All right. 2 more stories of bad news, and then we'll get to some good news. AJ Calloway has been suspended by Extra after more women have come forward accusing him of sexual misconduct. AJ is married and got 3 babies. And I would really hate to believe that he was out here in these streets living foul and has come back to bite him and embarrass him and his family. At the same time, I know that a lot of people are coming forward with allegations, and we literally got to sift through them and find out which ones are legit and which ones aren't. I am not going to automatically accuse somebody of lying, but I'm not going to automatically say it's gospel. You know, let the investigation take place, let the facts. But then how do you investigate he say, she say? Like, how does one investigate that? But here's the thing. One woman came out saying that, like, she went on a date with AJ and then he got mad, handsy, and he was doing like some weirdo stuff. And she spoke about that. And then some other women started coming out saying, oh, that sounds like my date with AJ. So this is why homeboy's in hot water right now. So Godspeed to him, and I hope his alibi is Trump tight, because I hate saying Trump. I hope his alibi is tight, because it's not looking good right now. They're investigating, so extra set him on ice while they investigate. But Warner Brothers having a tough time over there, because Warner Brothers had to announce AJ was suspended. Warner Brothers had to investigate Salim Akil after he allegedly peed in somebody's mouth. I'm just like, child, what is going on? What is this? So, yeah, AJ. I wrote about Bill Cosby recently. There's a narrative out there that mainstream media is putting out there. And I know that we all got mixed feelings about Bill Cosby. Some people feel like Bill Cosby got railroaded. Some people feel like Bill Cosby is nothing but a pill-pushing predator and he got exactly what he deserved. But at the same time, I felt that it was important for me to put the correct narrative out in the street, because a lot of mainstream media is reporting that Bill Cosby hasn't had one singular visitor since he was locked up last September, November. I think it was September, November. I don't know. He got locked up last year. So they put out this narrative that Bill Cosby has been completely abandoned by his family. He has not had one solitary visitor since he's been locked up. Well, come to find out, Bill Cosby actually asked his family members to not come visit him while he's locked up, because he didn't want them to be subjected to the circus of media that would be surrounding that jail if they tried to come in or when they came out from visiting him. So it's just funny how, and you know, I'm media, you know, I write stories and I share information. And it's funny because a lot of times when people be like, always blame the media, always blame the media. And sometimes I take offense to it. I get in my feelings a little bit, because I know that I do my best to try to, excuse me, I feel like I'm a cough. Oh, it's a yawn. Excuse me. Sometimes I take offense to it because I feel like I do my very, very best to do a good job. And so when people be like, the media always trying to listen, if Michelle Rodriguez say something stupid and I tell y'all she said something stupid, that is not me being the media trying to tear down Michelle. Michelle said it, and I'm telling you she said it. I didn't put no words in her mouth. Someone said to me that, me again as the media, that I was on a campaign to try to tear down Liam Neeson. I didn't walk the streets at night with a kosh looking for no black people to kill. Anyway. So with this Bill Cosby thing, the story was nothing more than to let you know, because I'm pretty sure you saw the headlines that said nobody came to visit him and his family abandoned him. It was just me just letting you know, here's the real scoop. The real scoop is that he asked his family not to come visit. So somebody said to me, so he ain't gonna never see his family again. And I said, ouch. Because Bill Cosby still believes that he is going to be vindicated. And he says that he refuses to admit guilt for something that he didn't do. So I guess, yeah. Okay. All right, so let's move on to some good news. Erica Dixon is pregnant, And she's pregnant with twins, identical twins. And she is 15 weeks along in her pregnancy. So she has started a vlog on YouTube. So she's getting ready to cash in on this pregnancy journey by posting vlogs, because all of her fans run over there and watch the videos. And so she's going to cash in on this baby news. But, you know, congratulations to her. She told everything except who the daddy is. Now, some of y'all was like, well, who the daddy? I read your whole post. You ain't say who the daddy was. I guess that is what she would like to keep private between her and him. And I mean, she has the right to privacy. I mean, she's telling us she's pregnant, which is something that she definitely can't hide for too long, not especially with twins. But, you know, she has the right to keep some things private to herself. You know, I mean, I think Toya Wright did the same thing. She played peekaboo baby daddy until Rain arrived. And, you know, just after Rain was here, and now, you know, they're all out in the open, one big happy family. So I guess sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to protect and preserve your energy, especially while being pregnant. Because people can be cruel, and people can be very critical and mean. And so, yeah. You know, so congratulations to Erica. So you can visit icecreamconvos.com if you would like to see the video of her baby announcement. So congratulations to her. Congratulations also to Spinderella. DJ Spinderella is engaged. Spinderella of Salt and Pepper and what's his last name? Q Coleman. He's a comedian. I think he's best known as Q Got Jokes. Well, they got engaged on Thursday night. And, hold on. I'm getting sleepy. I'm getting the yawnies. They got engaged on Thursday night. She was very super excited. I congratulated her on her engagement and shared the news on the Ice Cream Convos Instagram page. And she came over and showed love. So, you know, just very excited for her. They are a good looking couple. Spinderella has always been beautiful. So congratulations to her and her man. And in other good news, Little Women Atlanta coming back. Let the little tiny shenanigans begin. Little Women Atlanta will return on March 28th. And I am totally here for it. And y'all already done start cutting up. Talk about, what's her name? Minnie. Minnie gonna have another imaginary pregnancy this season. I don't know. I think she learned her lesson. But I am so excited about the return of Little Women Atlanta. These little women, they be cutting up. And they be cracking me up. And I especially love Tanya. Tanya is funny. My husband called her Little J-Lo. Speaking of J-Lo. Y'all watch that Motown tribute? I haven't seen it yet, but I'm nervous. I'm nervous, though. But anyway, so Little Women Atlanta will return on March 28th. So we're going to have some fun with this. I'm going to try to think of something fun to do. And they're here in Atlanta. So I'm going to see if I could track some of them down. See if I can get them on the ICC podcast or get one of them to jump on the ICC live with us one Friday night or Sunday night or whatever. And just have some fun with that. But I love the little ladies of Atlanta. Well, the little women's. I put women's, a S on the end. Little women's. Okay, let me close these out. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. We have been on now for over an hour. But I thank you guys so much for tuning in to tonight's chat. As always, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page, because I am definitely trying to grow the YouTube page and create more content. I will be releasing a blogging course very soon to show you guys how to start, operate, and own an online business, because I blog full time. And I just have a lot of other fun stuff coming up. I think I'm going to start. I had this idea where I want to take my ICC friends out to dinner so we can actually meet and go hang out and stuff like that. So I'm going to start doing that in the next couple months. So if you are in the Atlanta area, I would love for you to come hang out and have dinner with me at some of my favorite restaurants. And just a lot of fun stuff that I plan to initiate and just to engage better with my ICC friends this year. Excuse me, my ICC king and queens. Yes. And for those of you who don't live in Atlanta and you're, further away and you can't necessarily come, I would really like to try to travel around to see y'all this year. Maybe come to your towns, come to your cities, and then maybe we can just do get-togethers in your town. Also, I will be announcing more giveaways and just some fun stuff coming down the line, okay? So thank you very much for supporting me, and thank you very much for reading Ice Cream Convos. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for reading the stories. Thank you for sharing the stories. And just thank you for holding me down and being so supportive over the years. And welcome to all of my first-time chatters tonight. I saw some of y'all like, first time. So welcome. So you are officially family now, and we will be chatting on every Sunday. Now, I am a dance mom. I don't know if some of y'all know I'm a dance mom. Absolutely fantastic. But sometimes my baby have a competition on a Sunday. So when she has competitions on Sundays, I won't be doing the chat. But I am going to try to be more consistent with the Sunday night chat. And be sure every Wednesday, I will release a new podcast. So on Wednesday, I will give you the scoop from Sunday to Wednesday. And then on Sunday, I'll give you the scoop from Wednesday to Sunday. Make sense? Cool. All right, so be sure to subscribe to the podcast as well. All right, so I'm getting ready to go catch up on these Grammys. I got them DVR'd, and I saw some of y'all posting spoilers in the comments. But we're going to do better. But, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and go watch the Grammys as I read all the comments that you guys wrote tonight. Make sure I didn't miss anything or anything that you guys wanted me to know. So I love you guys very, very much. And thank you as always for being so supportive and so awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and cash out. And don't forget to listen to the podcast on Wednesday to get the scoop from today till Wednesday. All right.